Let's get into it.
しおりを挟んだページからですね。
Let's hope there aren't any crashes.
このデータを読み込む。ロードできたよ。
With Golden Week finally over, it was once again time to go back to school. Every year I always wished the holidays would last a little longer. Now that I'd started going out with Rinka, however, things were different. Being unable to meet her this past week had made this year's Golden Week an utter hell. But today, I couldn't wait to be able to see her at last. The moment I entered the classroom, I immediately spotted Rinka. She was seated at her desk, studying as usual. She's so gorgeous today too. Even now, I still couldn't believe I had such a stunning beauty for a girlfriend. As I made my way toward the desk, Rinka looked up from her notebook, apparently sensing my presence. Holy, look at that face. She averted her eyes, just shyly greeted me nonetheless. Yeah, morning. Feeling my heart pound, I greeted her back. Oh boy, this is gonna be one of those situations like in Riddle Joker where we try to keep it a secret, but everyone around us can tell that something's going on between us. Flustered, we simply stared at each other silently. Feeling embarrassed and wary of our classmates around us, I found myself at a loss for words. Rinka seemed to be undergoing the same struggle. Even though we had no trouble messaging each other on Rhyme every day. Suddenly, however, Masora entered the classroom. Oh, thank God. Saved by the fanboy. Spotting us, he came running cheerfully in our direction. Yeah, we were just playing around in Thousands Guns, you know how it is. Two-person teams, private room. We weren't actually shooting other people. The only person shooting was, never mind. The only person shooting was Shimugu inside it. Never mind. Huh? How did you know that? That's weird. Okay. No.
邪魔したら悪いと思ってライムしたりはしなかったんだけど、いつの間に二人だけで遊ぶような関係になったの?
Yeah, we were just duoing. We were just doing duos, okay? A smug grin spread across Masora's face. You sneaky fuck. You know exactly what we were doing. Yeah. Faced with Masora's teasing, Rinka turned to stare wordlessly at me. Don't look at me. How was I supposed to know he'd see us online and even try to enter our lobby?
もしかして今も二人で楽しくお話ししているところだった？お邪魔しちゃってごめん。それじゃあ僕は退散するね。
Listen, it's fine if Masora knows. He was definitely going to be one of the ones to find out earliest. Yeah. Masora gave us a cheerful wave before going over to his own seat. After he left, an awkward silence settled between me and Rinka. Just how far did Masora's suspicions about our relationship go? I'd like to think he had no idea what we'd been up to behind our lobby's closed doors, but I'd probably die of embarrassment, so I decided to I decided against asking him directly about it.
佐久間くん、チャイム鳴ったわよ。
Right. Ultimately, I ended up returning to my seat without saying much to Rinka. We were supposed to be keeping our relationship a secret anyway, so I suppose it's best that we didn't talk alone together in class too much. Still unable to suppress the urge to spend time with Rinka, I pulled out my phone and sent her a message on Rhyme. Wanna have lunch together on the or the roof later? Hang on. Wanna have lunch together on the roof later? At lunchtime, she didn't even respond. Rinka and I made our way to the school rooftop together.
昨日のこと、おきつねさんに勘ぐられているみたいね。
Maybe. Rinka spoke first, sounding a little troubled. The three people who should know that Rinka and I are dating should be Masora, Ale, and Kururu. Because for some reason she knows everything.
私たちのこと、バレちゃったらどうしよう。
Masora isn't the type to gossip, so even if he knows, it's not a big deal. He hasn't told anybody about you being Kanin-chan after all.
そうかもしれないけど。
Actually, I should do the same thing I've been doing with the other visual novels, which is trying to get rid of the honorifics. It's hard though, because it's hard to not read what is written out. More importantly, we finally have some time alone.
うん。
Is it alright if I kiss you?
こんなところで？
Yeah, I can't hold myself back anymore.
でも誰かに見られちゃうかも。
It'll be a short one. No one's gonna see.
仕方ないわね。
Yeah, but that short kiss will turn into a long kiss, and then it'll turn into a longer kiss, and then someone's gonna see. So embarrassed, she nodded her head, and so I immediately grabbed her shoulders. Then placed my lips against hers. Let out an excited gasp. Although I was only planning to give her a quick peck, her lips felt so good I couldn't help myself. What did I say? The short is going to turn into a long, and the long is going to turn into a longer. Despite what I'd said, we ended up sharing a long, deep kiss. Eventually, however, Rinka placed her hands on my chest and pushed us apart.
つむぐ、長いわよ。本当に誰かに見られたらどうするの？
She grumbled, looked a little flushed. Even when she was mad, she was cute. Sorry, it just felt too good. I got carried away.
それは私もだけど。もう。
She blushed, puffing out her cheeks. Apparently, she wasn't as angry as she wanted me to believe. It was at that moment, however. Ah, shit! The door to the rooftop suddenly opened and out came Isuzu and Uta. No! What are you doing here, Uta? Don't worry. No, she didn't see anything. Isuzu? Uta? What are you doing here?
たまたま二人が一緒に歩いているのを見ちゃって、珍しいなと思ってこっそり後をつけてきたんだけど。
You didn't see anything. It was just part of your imagination. It was just all in your head. Isuzu mumbled awkwardly, throwing a look toward Uta. Uta, on the other hand, was glaring straight at me.
兄さん
No!
今そちらの方とキスをしていませんでしたか
Listen, I could explain. She, look, listen, I'm gonna kill my, I'm gonna jump off the roof. To think Uther of all people had been the one to see us. Oh no! I hate this game sometimes, bro. The two people I didn't want, and I guess Minakoshi, but you know she's an outlier at this point.
何のことかしら
You didn't see it correctly, okay? Rika tried her best to play dumb, but she was shaking so much that her voice cracked. This is NTR? Yeah, actually it is. Fuck. Sorry, Rika. I was careless. But that already, they already caught us kissing, so there's no point in to hide it anymore.
それはそうかもしれないけど
Rika and I are dating.
やっぱ
No!
り間違いじゃなかったんですね
Listen, it's not cheating. It's not cheating because we aren't going out. Uta's shoulders slumped, sounding as though the end of the world had come. Nope, you saw correctly. Rika and I were kissing since we thought nobody else was around. It was just supposed to be a quick one, but it felt so good that we stopped talking about it, Subaru.
そんな話詳しく聞きたくないです
Nobody asked. Exactly. Go back to Uta's route. Listen, you could have saved Uta's route for last, but no, you had to pick hers first. So now it's redundant if I go back after I finish Suzu's route.
もう兄さんなんて知りませんまあまあウタちゃん恋仲になったっていうのはおめでたいことなんだから
Yeah, but Suzu, you don't realize Uta's the only girlfriend Uta wants Sumugu to have is herself.
二人を困らせちゃダメだよ
え
でも
Despite Suzu's attempts to pacify her, Uta continued to pout. I suppose I don't blame her for being upset at suddenly seeing her brother making out with someone else, though.
佐久間くんもう学園内でキスするの禁止ね
Rinka said in a prickly tone, blushing red. Later that day after school, having made Isuzu and Uta promise not to tell anyone, I went to my part-time job at the restaurant. So that's how Kururu finds out. I was waiting for. I was thinking of how she would know. But even as I worked, I couldn't stop myself from grinning. The memory of kissing Rinka on the roof kept replaying over and over in my head. Despite how reluctant she acted, she always turned to putty whenever we locked lips. It was adorable. Although Isuzu and Uta had walked in on us, that didn't change how arousing, amazing the kiss had been. I'm getting all hot and bothered just thinking about it. I can't wait to kiss her again.
紡ぐ幸せそうだね
No! Sora, who was working the same shift today, smiled wryly at the grin on my face.
ひょっとして西条さんのことを考えているの
Shut up! No, that's not.
隠さなくてもいいじゃん 紡が嬉しそうだと僕も幸せな気持ちになるからさ。
Masora. Seeing Masora smile, I couldn't help but feel a little guilty about the way I was treating one of my best friends. He kept his mouth shut about Kani-chan's secret, so even if he did know about my relationship with Rinka, I had no reason to suspect he'd tell anyone. I should have trusted in him from the start. Fine, I'll be completely honest with you. It's a long story, but... And promise you'll keep this a secret. But me and Rinka are going out now. A wide smile spread across his face as he congratulated me. You're a bit too loud there, Masora. Thanks. I'm sorry for not telling you sooner.
2人の関係を公にできない事情があるんだよね。僕の方こそ冷やかすようなことを言っちゃってごめん。怒ってる？
Don't worry about it. I'm not mad.
よかった。西条さんとお幸せにね。あ、そうだ。2人が付き合っているなら紡に渡しておこうかな。次いつ西条さんとサウザンドガンズをやるかわからないし。
What are you talking about?
実は西条さんにちょっとしたプレゼントがあるんだよね。
A present?
そう、頑張って作ったからぜひ使ってほしいんだよね。紡、そのうちまた西条さんと2人きりでサウザンドガンズをやったりするでしょ。次にネット上で会った時に渡しておいてよ。
Alright, I'm thinking cat ears and tail. After work, when I got home, I immediately messaged Rinka and asked her to meet me in an in-game lobby again today. As I imagined her using the gift I'd gotten from Masora, I couldn't stop a smile from forming on my face.
何よ、その不敵な笑みは。
Okay, I'm glad that I replicated his laugh to a T. Get this, at work earlier, Masora gave me not one, but 2 presents. Here's the first one. Opening my inventory, I showed her the item he'd given me. The item in question was called Cutting's Avatar Set. Apparently equipping it allows the wearer to transform into Cutting. Right. Okay. When Rika saw what it was, her face immediately lit up and she gasped in delight. Right, so this is how you get a Cutting hate scene. So he says, why don't you put it on so that we don't have to stare at the background the whole time you're on screen. Also, an exclamation mark popped up where the sprite should be. Yeah, a sweat drop also did as well. Of course, it's not like I'm gonna wear it. No, Rinka, I want to pipe Cutting. I don't want to be a Cutting. What? I've always been a fan of Cutting before because of what's on the inside, not the outside. I've never wanted to be her. Anyway, come on, try it on. Once I traded her the Cutting's avatar set, she quickly clicked equip item. After about 5 seconds of loading, Rinka's appearance transformed to that of Cutting.
どうかしら。
Finally, I can see her. Wow, it's Cutting in the flesh. In my excitement, I scrambled to use the other present that Masora had given me. Ah, the item was called Sumugu's room, and it allowed me to alter the surrounding scenery into looking like my bedroom instead. Really? Wait. Pause. I gave you this gift. How does he know the exact layout of your room? How many times has Masora been in your room? Exactly. I never knew Masora had the talent to make things like this, but even so, creating a mod like this had to take some serious know-how. Yeah, like knowing the layout of your room. And it's exactly the same, including the clock with no hands. The moment I activated it, the virtual reality we were in promptly transformed into the very room I was standing in. Oh, immersion. How immersive. This is crazy. God, it's really in my room. There's even a life-size model of me in my bed with the VR goggles on in this room. Oh my god. This is really realistic. Now it looks like I'm astral projecting. Unable to control myself, I pulled her into a tight hug. Yes. We needed a VTuber hate scene. Sorry. But I've always wanted to do this with Cutting too. Listen. It's no different from Rinka just cosplaying as Cutting in the real world. In the real world. In the... yeah, sure. Real world. She grumbled, though not sounding as crass as she wanted me to believe. This was heaven, to say the least.
ちなみに、私はこの姿の間、凛花として振る舞えばいいの？それとも、カリンとして振る舞った方がいいの？
I mean, if you're gonna commit to the cosplay, I'd appreciate it if you could act like Cutting, pretty please.
わかったわ。イエーイ！みんなのカリンちゃんだよ。今日はいつも配信を見てくれているツグの部屋に来ています。
Bro, Sumugu is living out the VTuber's fans' wet dreams right here, man. What, bro? This is what everyone who fucking supports, who has an Oshi, wishes they could have. Granting my request, Rinka quickly switched into cut-in mode. The gap between her usual calm self and her sudden idol-like behavior really got me going. Yeah, I can tell. If I was in Sumugu's shoes, I couldn't hold back. What? You need to clean up. She looked around the place with keen interest. Thanks for coming, Cotton. Make yourself at home. For starters, is it alright if I take some pictures of you to commemorate to commemorate the occasion? Imagine Masora had a record button within the mod. Right, true. He made the mod, so imagine he wrote like a script where if Sumugu used the his room mod he would have a live view of everything that happens in the room.
もちろんいいよ。かりんちゃんはフリー素材だから自由に撮影して好きに使ってね。
On top of giving me her permission, she also struck a signature pose for me. I'm sure it's possible. Yeah, no, it is. But, you know, Masora wouldn't do that. I smashed my screenshot button. It dawned on me again that Karin was actually in my room. Or would he? I don't know. Maybe he's a secret voyeur. Thanks, Karin. I'll keep these screenshots for the rest of my life. Obviously, I'm gonna be using it as my phone wallpaper, but I'm also thinking of printing it on a t-shirt.
大げさだよ。でもすぐに喜んでもらえてかりんちゃんも嬉しいよ。
Bro, if Masora made the cutting skin, do you know how much money he could make off of selling that shit in the in Thousand Guns? Bro, Cutting has so many fans. Like I could see like I could see him making an easy like over like thousands easy. So cute. Cutting, I'm sorry, but I can't hold back anymore. Please, let me have sex with you today. How's this gonna work? Okay, so question, and it's not gonna be answered obviously because I don't think the writers put that much detail into it. If this was in real life, aka if someone did this where they have a VR game that allows you to I guess have sex with other players in the VR game, is the are the genitals based off of the skin the character is using or off of the model that they start the game with, right? What I'm saying is Cuddy's genitalia going to be the skins, or is it going to be the Rinker's base model? Because this is why I'm asking the question, because if it's the skin, right, that means Masora had to make genitalia for Cutting. So logistically speaking, surely the skin is just acting like it would if you were cosplaying a character, and the genitalia is just the base model. Surely. I'm going too deep into it. Hearing this, Cuddy took a step backward with embarrassment.
セクハラはやめてよ。かりんちゃんはみんなのアイドルなんだよ。エッチなことは絶対 NG です。
Huh? But aren't you my girlfriend? No, Rink is your girlfriend. Cutting's different, okay?
え？何を言っているの？すぐの彼女はリンカでしょ？
Yeah, Tsumugi. Yeah, what are you doing, Tsumugi? You're cheating on your girlfriend to sleep with Cutting?
かりんちゃんの恋人は配信を見てくれているフォロワーのみんなだよ。
I see. So that's the sort of roleplay we're doing. Incidentally, we're pretending that the whole situation is being streamed, right? Whoa! Hang on a minute. I didn't know you were into that.
視聴者さんのお部屋に遊びに来たところを生配信しているの。
Oh, really? So in other worlds, all your fans around the world are watching you right now?
そうだよ。だから変なことをするのは禁止。
I didn't know Rinka was into it either. Say, what do you think your viewers... what do you think your viewers would react? How do you think your viewers would react if they saw me ravishing you on stream, bro? How is this... this fucking language? How is this game... not... This game doesn't even have a mature rating on Steam, on Twitch. Like unlike Nekopara. This dialogue is more raunchy than Nekopara's. Cut in. Look at my lips. I caught her against the wall. It's no use screaming for help. My house is deep in the mountains and my closest neighbor is over 5 kilometers away. Bro, this is kinky shit. Like, I don't think Nekopara Volume 1 got this kinky. I mean, I guess the ear licking, but that, like, that's tame compared to this. Why? Also that I can lure you here and have my way with you. Now then, don't mind if I do. Pouncing at Rinka like an animal, I planted a kiss on her lips. Bro, I can't even get fully into it because I'm fucking recording. And streaming. I can't play it up as much as I want to. I might get banned for it. I mean, listen, I've got the sexual themes tag on stream, so it should be fine. If you don't listen to what I say, you're going to end up in a lot worse trouble, bro. We're seeing a lot of sides to Tsumugu we haven't seen before. So we just found out, we just learned that he's into voyeur play, right? They're role playing that this encounter is being streamed to all her fans, and he's into rape play. That's basically what this is. He let out a genuinely scared sounding whimper. Ricky's acting was so good that it felt like I really was sexually harassing her. Listen, I think you've gone a lot further than just harassing. I wasn't exaggerating when I said she had the makings of a professional actress. But while it might have only been an act, this whole scenario of having my way with everyone's beloved virtual idol was making me uncontrollably excited. Good. Now then, where should we begin? Alright, I've decided. First, I'm gonna masturbate in front of the camera. Bro, imagine if Masaru could see this. That's right. I want everyone to see you throwing away your chastity. Here, I'll show you a little something to get you started. To help you get started. Unequipping all the items on my lower body, I exposed my cock. Listen, it's a category on Twitch, okay? Was this... Did they play this round? Now take a good long look. Probably not. Is this your first time seeing a man naked? All ages version, by the way. God, I cannot wait to play the 18+ version. How different it'll be. Listen, who to seeds first? Listen, I saw some of the CGs in Uta's scene, and bro, I was not expecting it to go that hard. Listen, all I'm gonna say is I wish I was Sumugu, okay? Never mind. Once you get used to seeing it, I want you to stop masturbating, okay? Stop making me say it. Thank God I'm not a big streamer, or else this shit would have gotten taken down. But of course, I want you to do it with a smile on your face, just like Cutting would. Bro, this is the fucking roleplay I do with AI chatbots.
またサウザンドガンズの世界でこんなことをしちゃうなんて。しかもカリンの姿で。
After we'd finished, Rika seemed to come back to her senses somewhat and murmured to herself. I guess she was done acting like Cutting for now.
カリンは天真爛漫で清純な女の子だから、なんだか怪我しちゃった気分だわ。
Meow. Hello. Welcome. Hope you don't worry about what happened the last 20 minutes, okay? Don't pay attention to it. And just delete it from your memory, okay? I thought it was super hot though. It always felt like I was banging you and Cutting at the same time. Okay. Forget about this part as well. She nearly shouted, pointing the muzzle of her gun at me. And she pulls the trigger without hesitation. Bullet hit me square in the stomach, taking out half my HP bar. Unlucky. Don't worry, he's got health potions. I never thought I'd get shot for making a joke. Thank God it wasn't real life. I don't think Rinka would have a gun in real life, so... Now you're just pointing fingers.
私がカリンになった瞬間に抱きついてきたんだし。あ、ちょっと待って。元はといえば、 ソラさんがカリンちゃんアバターセットなんていうすごいアイテムを作ったことが原因なのよね。
I mean, it is better than it is better than what I initially thought was what the gift was, which was cat ears and a tail. So
実はソラさんが一番の変態なのかしら。
I mean, true. I'm sure he had no idea the costume he made for you would be used like this. You sure? Because he knows you're dating Rinka, so he should assume it, and he knows how much you like cutting, so he would have definitely thought that this was a possibility that would have happened. Even when he found out the two of us were in a private lobby together yesterday, he just assumed we were playing together.
それはそうよね。サウザンドガンズの世界でこんなことをするなんて普通は考えないでしょうし。
In that sense, that kind of makes you the biggest pervert here for coming up with the idea in the first place. Ooh, hang on a minute.
ちょっと変なことを言わないでよ。
Bro, Tsumugu, I don't think you can I don't think you can get out of this. She pointed her gun at me and pulled the trigger again. Oh shit, he's dead. The bullet struck me dead center in the chest, reducing my HP to 0. I collapsed onto the ground, looking up at Karin from below. Bro didn't drink a health potion the first time. Are you serious right now? You're the one who shot me. Well, at least now I know never to hand Rinka an actual gun. It's good that we live in Japan. Okay, it didn't crash. Thank God. That was great. And also, there were a lot of other feelings that I had in relation to that scene, but I will not get into them. The day after our lovemaking session in the virtual world, Rinka told me she had a special favor to ask, and so I brought her to my house after school.
すごい。つむぐの部屋、VR 空間に再現されてたのとほとんど同じね。
Yeah, it's strange that Masora knows exactly what my room looks like, even though he's never been here. Masora's got an eye for detail, after all. Rinka looked around my room with great interest.
もしも散らかっていたら私が片付けてあげようと思っていたんだけど、ちゃんと綺麗にしているのね。
Yeah, I'm a bit of a neat freak. Though, truth be told, I mostly just kept things clean for Ale's sake. As if sensing something guilty in my expression, however, Rinka suddenly fired a question at me.
やっぱりベッドの下にエッチな本や DVD があったりするの？
Huh? Don't be silly. I don't have any of those.
探してみてもいい？
Be my guest. You're wasting your time, though.
もうつむぐが慌てなくてつまんない。
Rinka, you're on the internet. You should know. People nowadays, guys nowadays, we don't have it in physical form. Maybe except maybe Dexter, but he's an outlier. No, mate. We keep all our shit online. What do you mean? Bro, you bought a hard copy of a visual novel. What do you mean? That's what I mean. She puffed up her cheeks, looking annoyed. I had a feeling she'd say something like that, but maybe I should have actually planted some DVDs under the bed for her to find. But who even buys physical porn in this day and age? Yeah, Dexter, who would buy a physical eroge this day and age? Honestly, I'd be panicking a lot more if she asked to see my internet search history. True, I haven't deleted my internet search history in like ages. Well, anyway, what's the special favor you wanted to ask?
Oh, so.
Look at mine.
実はね、このゴールデンウィーク中に事務所と契約して役者活動を正式にスタートすることになったの。
Oh shit. Pop off, Queen.
それで早速連続ドラマにちょい役で出ることになったのよ。
Oh, really?
そんなに驚くほどのことじゃないわよ。セリフもないし。
Even so, to an average person like me, that's still pretty amazing. Are you sure about this though? If you're gonna appear on TV, there's a chance your parents might find out.
それは大丈夫よ。私の両親、テレビ番組をバカにしたりして、自分たちが見ることは絶対にないから。
I see. Well, that's convenient. What's this role you're gonna be playing anyway?
通り魔に殺されて公園で発見された女性の死体。
Listen, it's better than nothing, but... Oh? You see that all the time in detective dramas. You might even say it's the most important role in a murder mystery.
そんなことはないと思うけど。
Okay, now you're just patronizing her. True, viewers tend to feel a lot more enmity toward the killer if their victims are attractive, right? I think that makes you perfect for the part.
そうなのかしら。もっとも、死体役はただ動かなければいいだけだから、最初の仕事としてはちょうどいいと思っているんだけど。
It's not as simple as it sounds, you know. Like, they say acting begins with a corpse and ends with a corpse.
絶対嘘でしょ。
Yeah, I've never heard anyone say that. Okay, I lied.
無理に私を励まそうとしなくていいから。
Ricky smiled wryly before continuing.
実はね、事務所の人からは、セリフがある役のオーディションを受けてみたらどうかって言われているの。
They did? What was the role?
朝のジョギング中に土手で死体を発見して、第一発見者として事情を聞かれる女性。
What? Doesn't your agency have any other roles to offer you besides detective dramas?
まずは難易度が低い役をやらせて、私に現場の雰囲気を理解させようとしてるんだと思う。
I mean, yeah. That's fair.
どっちの役も主役の演技をすぐ近くで見られるんだし。
I guess that makes sense.
あとね、青春もののオーディションも受けてみたらどうかって言われているの。役柄は主人公を陰湿にいじめる意地悪な女子生徒 A。
The role was to be one of the main character's horrible classmates who relentlessly bullies him. Right, so you would be the bully. You'd be the main bully, right? The complete opposite of your usual self, huh?
そうなのよね。うまくやれるかちょっと不安で。
Listen, all I'm gonna say is if she plays the role well, it'll spice things up in the bedroom. That's all I'm gonna say.
というわけで、演技の練習に付き合ってもらえないかしら。私の演技を見て率直な感想を聞かせてほしいの。
Sure thing. We can do it right now. But first, show me your best dead body impression.
え？死体の練習は別にしなくていいんじゃない？
Yeah, but you need to look dead, okay? That's not true. That's not true at all. Like they say, acting begins starts with a corpse and ends with a corpse.
それはもういいから。
I'll make it a thing. How is the body supposed to be found anyway? What's the murder, right? What's the events that took place before the murder happened? Because that's where the real acting is. It's not the body that, I mean, it is the body, but the facial expression that is made right before death, you know.
公園の木に背をもたれさせて草むらの中で死んでいるって設定。
Alright, then lean with your back against the wall and play dead. I'll be the detective who arrives on scene.
わかったわ。
Looking a little perplexed, Rinka lowered herself down and laid still. I, as the detective, slowly approached her body. So this is where it happened. A young woman this time, too. What a damn shame. Putting on a gruff tone. Okay, thank God I lowered my voice. I squatted down in front of Rinka and squeezed her boobs. Oh, she's alive! She let out a lewd squeal and glared at me. Listen, I'm sure that they wouldn't do that in the show, but you know, I was testing to see how dead you really were. A real corpse isn't going to move when someone touches it, you know. Who knows? Maybe he's just trying to test if it's fake, if they're fake tits or not. What? Touche. Oh wait, actually, there might be. Have you read over the whole script? Well, you never know. They might turn it into an erotic. They might turn it into necroplay. What? Rinka replied coldly.
ちなみに募集されている死体役にはいろいろなバリエーションがあるみたい。中にはシャワーを浴びている最中に殺される女子大生なんていうのもあったわ。
Hang on. That would mean you'd have to be naked.
もちろん私は断ったんだけど、役者さんは裸でシャワーを浴びている姿を撮影スタッフに見られちゃうから大変よね。
I mean, like, it clearly have to be someone who's comfortable enough in their body to show it off. I'm kind of jealous, actually. Are you? Maybe I should work as a cameraman in the future. Hang on a minute. That's implying something that you shouldn't be saying to your girlfriend.
たとえお芝居でも、女の子のシャワーシーンを撮りたいと思うものなの？
Of course, it's every man's dream.
そうなの？じゃあ、私もどこかの撮影スタッフの夢を叶えるためにシャワーシーンをやろうかしら。
Absolutely not. There you go.
うん。つむぐはそう言うと思った。
Rinka said, grinning.
もっとも、シャワーシーンをする場合、役者さんは前張りをつけることになると思うけど。
I mean, yeah. What are pasties? He's never heard of pasties? Pasties?
肌色のテープのことよ。裸になるシーンを撮影するときに乳首や性器とかに貼り付けて見られても大丈夫なようにするの。
I had no idea. I mean, yeah, you need to make sure that the skin color of the pasty is the same as the skin color of the person, so that you don't have a seam, or you just film in a dark environment so that the seam can't be shown.
最も前張りをつけるのは必要最低限の面積だから、そこ以外は全部見られちゃうんだけどね。
Then never mind. I don't even like the idea of you wearing swimsuits for work if you can help it.
へえ。紡って意外と独占欲が強いのね。
Not that there are many guys out there who'd be okay with their girlfriend being virtually naked in front of other people. Well, say that about people who date OnlyFans models. What? I didn't say that. I mean, you wouldn't like the idea of being naked in front of other girls either, would you? Huh? What? Never mind.
あ、確かに。それじゃ、ヌードと水着は今後オファーが来たとしても断るわね。
I'd appreciate that. That said, if I end up harming your career as an actress because you won't do those kinds of roles, I'll try my best to endure it, but...
うんうん、大丈夫。紡に嫌な思いをさせてまで役者を続けたいとは思っていないから。
Look, as long as it doesn't go as far as acting out sex scenes, right? That's where I draw the line. I see. I never imagined Rinka would be this considerate of my feelings. Maybe incredibly happy.
それじゃあ、演技練習を再開するわね。次は、主人公を陰湿にいじめる意地悪な女子生徒 A をやるから、紡は主人公の美少年をやってくれる？
Leave it to me. I'll be the handsomest young man you've ever seen. What are my lines?
オーディション用の台本はまだもらってないから、アドリブでやりましょう。ここは朝の教室で、私と紡は同級生。紡はか弱い男の子で、意地悪な私がちょっかいを出すって感じで。
Alright, I can do a wimp voice. So we're just gonna improvise. Got it.
それじゃあ、演技スタート。よー、紡。おはよう。
That's my reaction. The moment we began, Rinka's entire demeanor completely changed, and she started speaking and gesturing like some kind of delinquent. Listen, if I was the high school student in this situation, man, all I'm gonna say is I don't think it'd be appropriate for kids to watch this. What? Never mind. From that single line she spoke just now, she immediately gave off the impression of some bored ne'er-do-well looking for someone to push around. You'd almost think she'd been possessed by the spirit of an actual delinquent. I had this thought yesterday when we were having sex, but Rinka really was an incredible actress. Good morning, Rinka. Am I doing it right?
リンカだ？お前、私のことを呼び捨てにするなんて偉くなったもんだな。
Sorry.
謝っても許さない。脱げ。
Huh? That sounded like a moan.
してやるって言ってるんだよ。ほら、早くズボンを脱げ。
That half sounded like a moan. Listen. Never mind. But we're in class right now. And everyone's watching.
安心しろ。私がやることを教師にチクるようなバカはこのクラスにはいねえよ。
Oh, I think I have a favorite route.
ほら、脱げ。
Damn.
それとも、私が脱がせてやろうか？
Rinka said aggressively, reaching toward my belt. Wait, Rinka!
だから呼び捨てにしてんじゃねえよ！いつもみたいにリンカ様って呼べや！
Well, you know, I'm trying to get rid of honorifics, so I'm gonna have to replace Sama with something else. I'm sorry, Miss Rinka. I think that works. With Rinka completely immersed in her role, I could do little to resist as she overpowered me. I don't want to resist. No, stop. Bro, This is bad. Seeing me surrender, Rinka happily began to take off my pants. What's more, she even pulled down my underwear.
結構大きいじゃねえ
Ah,
か
shit.
結構大きいじゃねえか
Like some sort of scoundrel, she chuckled wickedly as she stared at my crotch.
紡ぐって肝が小さいのにこっちは大きいんだな
Thanks.
ちょっと触らせろよ
あ
柔らかい
Listen, if I was in Samuga's situation, I need to stop. I didn't say anything.
なんか膨らんできてないもしかして私に見られて興奮してんの変態じゃん紡ぐってド M なのいじめられるのが好きなのだったら踏んであげよっか
Oh god, I was picturing that in my head. I did not think that it was going to happen. But please let me go. I raised my hands in defeat, signaling the end of the scene.
お疲れ様それで私の演技どうだったかしら
Bro. Bro. I wouldn't have stopped. Fuck. I didn't say anything. She asked hesitantly. The moment Rinka had stopped acting, I was surprised at how quickly the delinquent aura around her had vanished without a trace. To be honest, I was a little skeptical that you could pull off such a main character at first, but you knocked it out of the park.
そう
I don't think this is the coming of age story that I want you to act in, unless I'm the main actor.
紡にそう言ってもらえると嬉しい
Yeah, but like, how was my acting? That said, it felt like you were leaning more toward molester rather than delinquent. It says you, Mr. Rape Play, cut in rape play yesterday.
それはさっきいきなり胸を揉まれたことに対する仕返しよ
I thought we were going to talk about last night's events.
つまり紡の自業自得実際のオーディションでやるのは教科書を破くとか机に落書きするとかそういう感じのキャラクターだから
Yeah, so like a regular bully and not a dojin delinquent. That sounds more like it. I doubt they'd allow something that explicit to be shown on TV these days anyway. But I gotta say, your performance just now makes me curious about seeing what other roles you can play.
もっと私の演技が見たいってこと
I mean, like I said, it spices things up in the bedroom. Yeah.
いいけどそれなら何かリクエストをもらえる
Oh god. How about the newlywed wife who comes to greet me at the door after a long day at work?
紡の趣味が反映されまくった設定ね
And you thought he wouldn't request it?
でも全然いいわよそれじゃ演技スタート
I'm home.
旦那様お帰りなさい
Ooh, I'm exhausted. My boss was being a huge pain in the ass today.
大丈夫おっぱい揉む
Absolutely. I pounced on Rinka and immediately took her up on her offer.
ああ旦那様 私のおっぱいの揉み心地はどう？
Feel incredible. I can already feel myself recovering the MP my boss drained from me.
よかった。私のおっぱいは旦那様だけのものだから好きなだけ触っていいのよ。
I have the best wife ever.
ところでおっぱいの次はご飯にする？お風呂にする？それともこのままベッドに行く？
Shit. Bro, this is the type of ERP I do with chatbots, not fucking...
ところでおっぱいの次はご飯にする？お風呂にする？それともこのままベッドに行く？
I want all three in that order. I want you to feed me dinner, then wash me in the bath, then head to the bedroom. Hang on a minute. It should be dinner, bedroom, bath, not bath, bedroom. You'll get dirty in the bedroom. That's what the bath is for.
旦那様は甘えん坊さんね。
Despite my excessive demands, Rinka smiled gently at me. On second thought, you're too cute, Rinka. This is no time to be eating dinner. I can't wait any longer. Change of plans. We're heading to the bedroom first.
いいわよ。でもね、今日はお願いがあるの。私、旦那様の赤ちゃんが欲しい。
Okay, this is getting out of hand. At this rate, there was a high chance that Rinka really was going to end up pregnant. I had to stop before things went too far. All flattery aside, I honestly think you have an incredible talent for acting. In general, you felt like an overworked salaryman getting harassed by his boss for a moment there.
それは紡の思い込みが激しすぎるだけな気もするけど、演技を褒められるのは嬉しいわ。
I wouldn't have stopped. What?
オーディション用の台本がもらえたらまた演技練習に付き合ってくれる？
You bet. Just let me know. In fact, I was already secretly thinking of other slightly lewd scenarios for her to practice acting with.
俺のキューピッドが本格すぎて怖い。
that Bro, at lunch a few days after, I invited Rinka to my house to practice her acting. I made my way to the school roof empty-handed, but full of anticipation. Because yesterday afternoon, Rinka had sent me a certain message.
明日なんだけど、お弁当を持たずに学園に来てくれないかしら。
Oh. After reading her text, I'd immediately replied okay. I'd purposely decided not to ask why. I highly doubted she just wanted me to starve after all. After I'd arrived on the roof, Rinka appeared soon after, carrying a lunch bundle.
ね、今日は紡のために手作りお弁当を用意してみたのよ。
The moment our eyes met, Rinka blurted out shyly. Sitting down beside me, she unwrapped the bundle to reveal 2 lunchboxes. She then opened the lid, showing me hamburger steaks and rolled omelets inside. Oh, looks delicious. I can't do this, skill issue.
そう？紡の好みを知らないし、味覚もわからないからあんまり自信がないんだけど。
I love hamburger steaks and rolled omelets. Mind if I dig in? Doesn't it hurt for you too? Not really.
どうぞ。
Rinka nervously handed me a pair of chopsticks. She watched intently as I picked up a piece of hamburger and brought it to my mouth. This tastes great.
本当よかった。
If you're doing another route different from your favorite character, it's like NTR. Yeah, but my favorite character has changed. She let out a sigh of relief. To who? Who do you think? Were you that worried I wouldn't like it?
だって普段あまり料理をしないし、親には料理なんかしている暇があったら勉強をしなさいって言われるから。
Your parents are as strict as always.
だから両親にバレないように作る必要があって大変だったのよ。まさか彼氏のために作ってますなんて言えないしね。
Why go through all this trouble then? It'd be bad if your parents were to suspect something.
だって彼女っぽいことをやってみたかったんだもん。
You've already done plenty for that. Plenty of that, haven't you? Both at the Love Hotel and in the virtual world too.
そういうことじゃなくて。
Sorry, just a joke. I really am happy to be able to eat your homemade cooking though. I almost feel like putting this into a glass case and displaying it in my room, and then it'll go bad. Oh.
飾られるのは困るから絶対にダメだけど、喜んでもらえてよかったわ。もっとも親の目を盗んで作るのは大変だから、次はいつ作れるかわからないけど。
I see. Well, I'll just have to savor this all the more then. And so the two of us began eating lunch together. The parents will notice eventually, right? I'm waiting for it, because that's what it's building up to. This was bliss. I didn't read that, did I? And so the two of us began eating lunch together. By the way, how's the acting gig coming along?
実はね、今度の週末にオーディションを受けることが決まったの。
Really?
さらにその翌日には初めてのドラマ撮影。前にも言った死体役だからセリフはないんだけどね。
Still, that's great. Break a leg.
ありがとう。今からすごく緊張しているわ。
That just shows how serious you are about it. You're amazing, Rinka. You're already making great progress toward your dream. You're hopping from one challenge to the next, doing all sorts of things. I couldn't do even if I tried.
そんなことないわよ。紡も私にできないことをたくさんやっていると思うわ。
He has not used the love note recently.
例えば、私はこれまで自分でお金を稼いだことはないけど、紡はバイトで生活費を稼いでいるでしょ。
I guess that's true.
ちなみに、紡ってファミレスのフェアリーテイルでバイトしているのよね。今度見に行ってもいい？
Oh. You're more than welcome to. But I can't really talk with you while I'm on the job, you know.
もちろんいいわよ。紡の働いている姿を見に行くわけだし。
I don't think it'd be very interesting, but if that's what you want.
次はいつシフトに入っているの？
Tonight. I have one this evening, actually. Wow, I never would have guessed.
じゃあ今日の夕食はフェアリーテイルで食べることにするわね。
Thus, it was suddenly decided that Rinka would be visiting my workplace for a little tour. That evening, as I was working, a casually dressed Rinka entered the restaurant. She came all the way. I made it a point to serve her myself. Welcome to Fairy Tale. Table for one.
ええ、そうよ。一人で食事するのは寂しいから、できればあなたのことを指名したいんだけど。
I'm afraid this isn't a host club, ma'am.
知っているわ。冗談よ。
She giggled, sticking out her tongue.
紡ぐ。ファミレスの制服似合ってるね。かっこいいわよ。
She likes a man in a uniform, what can I say? Thanks. To be honest, I'd love to sit down and eat together with you too.
ダメよ。ちゃんと仕事をしなさい。
Are you the one who just asked me to join you? I got the feeling Kinu would get angry at me if she saw me chatting with Rinka by the entrance like this. So I quickly showed her to a seat by the window and handed her the menu. Give me a call when you've decided what you'd like to order.
チーズインハンバーグセットを一つ。ソースはデミグラス。付け合わせはパンとコーンスープで。
What? Did you already memorize our menu or something? I've never seen someone order so perfectly.
注文に完璧なんてあるの？
Customers usually have some trouble deciding what sauce they want on their steak or forget that the set meal comes with rice and bread.
そう。店員さんって大変なのね。私は人生の時間を1秒たりとも無駄にしないよう、メニューを見た瞬間に自分が何を食べたいか決められるよう、親に訓練されているから。
You know, the more I hear about you, the crazier your upbringing seems to me.
食事って1日に最低でも3回はするわけで、その度に何を食べるか悩んでいたらものすごい時間の浪費になるでしょ。ただでさえ人生は小さい決定を繰り返すわけだから、どうでもいいことはスパッと決めていかないとね。
Right. I guess that makes sense. She's trying to optimize life. Alright, well, I've got your order. It'll be ready soon, so just sit tight.
はーい。
Leaving the strangely amused looking Rinka behind, I went back to work. Not a moment too soon, as the dinner rush was just entering full swing. A little while later, I came out of the kitchen carrying a cheese-filled hamburger steak set and locked eyes with Rinka, who was looking curiously in my direction. Thank you for waiting. Here's your cheese-filled hamburger steak set.
ありがとう。美味しそうね。
Been having your family members come where you work? Yeah. Sorry, I can't really sit around and chat.
私のことは気にしなくて大丈夫よ。
Isn't it kind of boring though? Hanging out here by yourself?
働いている紡を見ているだけで満足だから。一応暇つぶし用に勉強道具を持ってきたんだけど、紡から目が離せないのよ。
Damn. All I'm doing is waiting tables though.
私頑張っている紡を見るのが好きなの。
It's kind of embarrassing when you say it like that. But since you came all the way here, I almost wish there was some sort of trouble to liven things up.
ファミレスのバイト中に事件なんて起きるの？居酒屋とかに比べて平和なイメージなんだけど。
That's not always the case. There was this one time a customer tried to dine and dash, had to be chased down and handed over to the police. Another time somebody messed up a customer's order, and the guy got so pissed he threw a cup of water in his face.
紬もその場にいたの？
I was the one who got the order wrong. Nah, those were both before I started working here. But apparently things like that used to happen even at this restaurant.
うーん、そうなんだ。でも私、そういう修羅場は別に見たくないから、今の状態をキープしてもらって大丈夫よ。
Rinka said, chuckling. Seeing as Rinka genuinely seemed to be enjoying herself, I decided to get back to work. As I performed my duties, I'd glance over at her table every now and again to see how she was doing, and without fail, our eyes would meet every time. Apparently, she wasn't lying when she said she couldn't take her eyes off me. Jeez, Rinka, you must love me almost too much.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
Don't look at me with that face. It's been about a month since Rinka signed on with that entertainment agency and began accepting auditions. Although it seemed her auditioners could often be quite critical of her performances. Rinka turned yandere. I mean, she could act like one. I was happy to hear she was still having a very fulfilling time. I wondered how long it would be before Rinka began starring in her own dramas or movies. I couldn't wait for that to happen. I meant for real. No, I don't think so. I suppose it would also raise the chances of her parents finding out about her acting career though. Yeah, but by that point, what can they do about it? Is Tsumugu cheated on her? I mean, yeah, I guess. As I came home from work thinking about these things, Ale suddenly came running up to me in a panic. Uh-huh. Huh? What are you talking about?
今日はこれからかりんちゃんの生配信がある予定だったじゃないですか。
Yeah, that's why I came home early today, so I could catch it. Did it already start?
いえ、そうじゃなくて。先ほどかりんちゃんの SNS で突然、諸事情により今夜の配信は中止しますっていうお知らせがあったんです。しかも、しばらく活動をお休みします。次の配信日は未定ですとも書いてあって。
What? Just what on earth happened? I think she'd stop streaming after only just signing on with that entertainment agency.
つむぐさん、事情を聞いていないんですか？
No, she hasn't told me a thing. Now that you mention it, I sent her a message before work started, but she still hasn't replied to it yet. Her parents? Yeah, I mean, I was waiting for it. It wasn't anything important, and I assumed she was just busy studying, so I didn't think too much of it, but I looked at my phone, but there still weren't any new messages. For the time being, I decided to send her a follow-up message asking her if something bad happened at work. Hopefully I could find out what happened. An hour later, however, she still hasn't replied to the message. Hadn't even been marked red.
これは絶対におかしいです。電話をかけてみませんか？
You're right. Although I didn't want to bother Rinka, I made up my mind and called her anyway. But no matter how many times I let it ring, she didn't pick up. She's not answering.
何があったんでしょうか？心配ですね。
Time to consult the love note. Ah, shit. We had the same we had the same thought. Me too. Still, the fact that she posted an update on her social media means that she has access to her phone at least. I guess there's nothing we can do but wait for her to contact us. Since tomorrow was a Sunday, I wouldn't be able to see her at school either. In the end, though, I didn't hear from Rinka that day, and so I spent the rest of the night tossing and turning restlessly in my sleep. The virtual world. The next evening, Rinka still hadn't messaged me back. I'd constantly checked cutting social media for updates, but there were no signs of any updates. Nothing like this had ever happened since I first started following her. Could something have happened that she couldn't confide to anyone about, even to me, her boyfriend? Or perhaps... Oh. Don't you think that'd be an invasion of privacy? Of course I'm worried. If I could, I'd go over to her house myself right now to check on her. However, my relationship with Rinka was supposed to be a secret from her parents. I couldn't just show up on their doorstep asking about their daughter. But that said, Rinka really did need my help right now. If something terrible were to happen while I was sitting here twiddling my thumbs. Okay, fine, you win. Love me, Elle. I want you to go fly over to Rinka's house and see how she's doing. Immediately opened the window and sawed off. As I sat alone in my room waiting for her to come back, I continued clutching my phone in hopes that Rinka would respond. Rinka, please be safe. About 30 minutes later, Loving returned. How'd it go? I see. Rinka's parents were the chairman of a very large corporation, so it made sense that they had such strict security. I see. At any rate, I was simply glad to know she hadn't been in an accident or hospitalized or anything. She'd had her phone taken away. That must mean she'd gotten into some sort of trouble with her parents. I found out. Yeah, but what did they find out about first? In that case, I think we should try using the love note. There we go! I was waiting for it. Yeah, it's worth a shot. Reading the love note from inside my desk, I wrote down Rika's name. After a few moments. Jesus! How are you not married yet? Give up! You cannot do anything with your current power. Listen to her problems. The whole reason I'm stumped here is because I can't do that. you want me to break in? You know, a simple knock on the door would suffice. I see. I should be able to talk to Rinka at school tomorrow, right?
おそらくそうです。
I hope you're right. I felt my heart grow lighter, thanks to the love note's words. The only thing I knew for sure was that something had happened to Rinka. But whatever problems she was facing, I'd be there to help her solve them. Next morning, imagine just seeing the love note fails you. Well, you know, we've got 1.5 routes to go, so let's hope that doesn't happen. Upon arriving at school a little earlier than usual, I was relieved to see Rinka at her seat. Instead of studying like she always was, however, she was slumped over motionless on top of her desk. It was clear that something was troubling her. Masora's route, true. Naturally, I immediately called out to her. Good morning, Saijo. The moment she heard my greeting, Rinka jumped in surprise. She raised her head and looked up at my face.
おはよう。
Her tone sounded uneasy. At a glance, her face was gaunt, and her eyes were red and swollen. I hesitated for a moment, but decided to ask her what was wrong anyway. Listen. But before I could begin, Rinka stopped me and spoke in a low whisper.
ここでは話せないわ。昼休みになったら屋上で会いましょう。
Well, I was gonna do that, but I guess you beat me to it. Sensing that this wasn't a request, I simply nodded wordlessly. Too worried about Rinka, I wasn't able to focus during class all morning. After what felt like an eternity, lunchtime arrived at last, and I made my way to the rooftop. Oh.
紡ぐ。ずっと連絡できなくてごめんなさい。
What happened? They probably know everything. Yeah, they confiscated her phone. They definitely know everything. They know about her acting career. They know about her VTubing career. They know about her boyfriend career. They know about her roleplay, or her erotic roleplay career. Not only could I not reach you, but you also posted on your social media that you would be taking a break from streaming.
紡ぐ。私幸せだった。
Huh? What do you...
失って初めて分かった。カリンとして活動していた時間はとても尊いものだったの。それに紡ぐのおかげで短い時間だったけど私は夢を追いかけることができた。私は本当の自分になれたし、とても幸せだった。でもね、もう夢を見ていられる時間はおしまいみたい。
Large tears begin to spill from her eyes. Rinka.
バーチャルアイドルの活動のことが親にバレてしまったの。
I don't know why you're surprised, Sumugu. I was right after all. What I'd feared had come to pass. But how?
少し前に進路調査票を提出したでしょ。私そこに今後のことを正直に書いたの。
Bad idea.
バーチャルアイドルの活動をしていることとか、大きい事務所にスカウトされたこととか、どうやらそれが 学園長経由で親の手に渡ったみたいで。
Wait, why do you think? Rinka's parents have money, so of course, what do you think is gonna happen when I guarantee that they have stake in the school in terms of investment?
私の親はこの花学園に毎年
See what I just say?
しているから変に気を使われたのかも。
I literally just said that her parents are fucking rich asses. Of course they're gonna donate money to the school. And of course the school's gonna bend the knee to them anytime they want something. That's ridiculous. How could you divulge something that important to your parents without your permission?
大事なことだからこそちゃんと親に伝えておいた方がいいと思ったのかもしれない。
Well, yeah, I know. The principal didn't have any bad intentions by it, right? Because I mean, in his eyes, it's like your daughter is already successful in doing something, right? Even before she graduates school, she's already successful in her VTubing career. So like, of course, you should support her in that, right? But of course, you know that's not what her parents want.
それに学園長はまさか私が内緒にしているとは思わなかったのかも。
Still,
済んだことは仕方ないわよ。これは進路調査票に馬鹿正直に答えてしまった私のミス。
so I'm guessing your parents were against it.
今すぐすべての活動をやめろって言われたわ。遊んでいる暇があるならもっと勉学に勤しめって。いい学校に進学して優秀な男と結婚し会社をさらに繁栄させろって言われた。それで配信することを禁じられてスマホもパソコンもすべて取り上げられたの。なんとかカリンの SNS には活動休止のお知らせを書き込むことができたんだけど、このままじゃもう引退するしか。
No way. Is there any way you can change your parents' mind?
それは無理よ。私の話なんか聞いてくれるわけがないもの。
Rinka's voice broke as even more tears streamed down her face. I could hardly stand to watch it break. It broke my heart.
私はもう諦めるしかないの。
Is that really okay with you, Rinka? Are you really okay with giving up everything? Are you really going to give up all the hard work you've put into this just because your parents told you no?
なんでそんなことを聞くのよ。そんなの嫌に決まってるじゃない。せっかく好きなことができるようになったのに、ようやく挑戦してみようって思えるようになったのに、悔しいわよ。本当は諦めたくない。
Then
でも私にとって両親の言うことは絶対だから。病弱だった私をこれまでしっかりと育ててくれた恩もあるし。
yeah, but that doesn't mean they can take away your individuality. What about us? Your parents told you not to marry someone told you to marry someone respectable and carry on the family business, right? If they told you to split up with me, would you do it? Would you really break up with me that easily?
紡ぐやめてよ。 こと言われたって、私はどうしたらいいのか。
Rinka trembled from head to toe. I'm sorry, but I don't want to break up with you, Rinka. What I want is to help you achieve whatever it is you want. That's why I'd like you to let me meet your parents. I want you to let me help you change their minds.
気持ちは嬉しいけど、そんなの無理よ。
Please, I have to do this for your sake. What are you hiding for? If I don't do anything, I know I'll end up regretting it. Whatever the outcome, it's still 100 times better than standing by and doing nothing.
紡ぐ。
Probably gonna end badly, right? What do you expect from... What? Dexter, have you never played a visual novel before? Where the main love interest of a route has family issues? Bro, it always ends up with the main protagonist confronting the parents. That's how it works.
わかった。紡が両親と会う方法をなんとか考えてみる。
So that's what happened. That evening I explained to Ale everything that Rinka had told me. After I finished, her eyes sparkled.
さすが紡さんです。リンカさんのためにビシッと言ってやるんですね。
Alright, time to confront the love note. Confront the love note? Time to consult the love note. Maybe.
それでリンカさんの両親をどうやって説得するかは考えているんですか？
Whatever the love note tells me to do. I haven't figured that part out yet. I'm open to suggestions though.
後先を考えずに大見えを切ったんですね。
Listen, it's in the heat of the moment, okay? What was he supposed to do? Say, tough shit, bye loser. Well, what was I supposed to do? That was all I could say to cheer her up. Besides, how could I know how to convince Rinka's parents when I've never even met them?
それもそうですね。
I don't even know what they look like.
それにこういう時のためのラブノートですし。
That's what I'm saying. Consult the love note. You're right. Let's see what it has to say. Pulling out the love note on my desk, I wrote down Rinka's name.
西条凛花運命度80
What the fuck are you thinking, Tsumugu? You have done the worst thing possible.
説得の手伝いをすること
No shit. Thanks, love note.
運命度は変化なしですね。
Good job. Yeah. Thanks for stating the obvious.
そしてコメントが説得の手伝いをすることですか。
Not like I was gonna do that anyway. Like I wasn't gonna do that anyway.
説得のヒントは得られませんでしたね。
Nice hit, dipshit. So basically fight it. Yeah, obviously. Still, if our fateness hasn't changed at the very least, that means I'm not doing the wrong thing, right?
確かにそうです。つむぐさん、前向きですね。
Now that I've come this far, I've just got to rise to the occasion. Listen, the biggest way to convince Asian parents to have their kid pursue the career they want is to show the metrics, okay? That is the only way you can convince an Asian parent, is if you show them how much money Rinka makes. That's how it is. You show that she already has a career set in stone. Fuck your business. I'm gonna make more money doing acting. That would help. I don't know if now that I've come this far. Oh yeah, I've read that. I'll find a way to persuade Rinka's parents if it's the last thing I do.
その意気ですよ。
Even if it kills me. Wait.
かりんちゃんのファンとして私からもお願いします。絶対にリンカさんの活動を認めさせてください。
You know what you do? You start a riot on Twitter. You make an announcement on twitter.com that Karin is in trouble and you need to go after her family's business. You need to boycott her family's business to You need to cancel Rinka's dad on twitter.com. Wait, aren't you supposed to be the one concerned about our relationship? Some angel of love you are. She doesn't even rebut. Cancelled the government. The next weekend, Rinka and I stood there at the entrance of our family home. Oh boy. Unfortunately, it seemed she hadn't been able to get her parents to make time to speak with me. And so we had no other choice but to lie in wait for them. Apparently her parents had gone out to see a movie together today. Oh, so you're gonna catch them you're gonna force them to talk. This is too stressful. Yeah, I know. Our plan was to confront them when they returned home and force them to talk with us. After we'd been waiting anxiously for a while, Rinka pointed into the distance and murmured quietly. What am I hearing? What was that? Oh, it was a car. The car she pointed at gradually drew closer. Eventually, it came to a stop at the front gate where we were standing. Shortly after, the driver's side opened and an intimidating looking man stepped out, eyeing me with an appraising look. Before he could speak, I quickly lowered my head in greeting. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. My name is Tsumugu Sakuma. I'm currently dating your daughter, Rinka. Well, that's a start. I'm here today because I have something I'd like to discuss with you and your wife. Would it be possible for you to spare a moment of your time to speak with us today? Ain't no way they didn't make a sprite for Rinka's dad. Rinka's father nearly spat these words at me. His reaction was even more hostile than I'd expected. I suppose I don't blame him for being gruff when suddenly confronted by someone claiming to be his daughter's boyfriend, but still. Suddenly, however, the door to the car's passenger side opened and out stepped a woman I could only assume was Rinka's mother. Holy, if this is what Rinka's gonna sound like in the future. Rinka's mother did her best to soothe her husband with a gentle tone. So I was permitted to enter the Sideshow residence. Nah, they don't even have a CG of her parents. After being led into a lavish guest parlor, I sat myself down on the sofa next to Rinka and began speaking directly to her father. I'm here to beg you to not take away Rinka's dreams. Take away Rinka's dreams. She's inspired hundreds, if not thousands of people out there through her activities as a virtual idol. I know, because I was one of those people as well. About a year ago, when I got injured and had to quit my after-school club, Rinka's streams were what made me smile and kept me going. Without her, I might never have gotten back on my feet. even now. That's why I.
くだらないな。確かに君は娘のくだらないバーチャルアイドルとやらの活動がきっかけで立ち直ったのかもしれない。しかしそれが娘である必要はあったのか。バーチャルアイドルというのは他にもたくさんいるのだろう。娘がいなくたって代わりはいくらでもいるじゃないか。
You're wrong, sir. It had to be her. I'll prove it. From my bag, I took out a stack of A4-sized papers. It was a compilation of all the comments I could find from viewers who were worried about Cutting's sudden hiatus. Do you see how many people are hoping for Rinka's return? I held out the stack of paper to her father, but he merely glanced at it, making no move to accept it. Nevertheless, I remained undaunted. Every single one of her fans, me included, Rinka's irreplaceable. There isn't anyone who could take her place.
いいだろう。現時点で娘が何人かの人間に必要とされていることは認めよう。だが、バーチャルアイドルは月にいくら稼げるんだ？
See what I tell you? You have to convince him with the monies. You cannot give him a savvy story. He's a fucking Asian parent. They don't care about your emotions. They only care about how much money you make.
それは違うわ、お父さん。私はお金が欲しくてやっているんじゃないの。
Oh, that's not the answer he's looking for.
私を必要としてくれる人がいることが嬉しくてやっているの。
では質問を変えよう。その人気は何年続くんだ？ 5 年か10年か。他にもっと優秀なバーチャルアイドルが出てきたら見向きもされなくなるんじゃないのか。お前がおばさんになってもそのファンとやらはお前を応援し続けてくれるのか。
それはわからない。でも私が必要とされている間は視聴者の声に応え続けたいの。
はっきり言おう。そんなのは時間の無駄だ。一時の感情に流されるな。しっかり将来を見据えろ。数年後、お前が誰からも必要とされなくなった時、お前の手の中には何も残らない。人生は短いんだ。もっと役立つことに時間を使え。私の娘として生まれたからには、お前は優秀な人間に成長し、会社を継いでもらわないと困る。バーチャルアイドルや役者などという成功率が低い上に旬の短い活動をしている余裕などない。
お父さん、なんで分かってくれないの？
私は現実的な話をしているんだ。これ以上は時間の無駄だ。君は帰りなさい。
Rooky's father scowled, dismissing me coldly. No, this wasn't a waste of time. After listening to everything you've said, sir, I finally understand. The truth is, you care about Rinka very deeply. Because you cared for her so much, you don't want her attempting anything that's doomed to fail. You simply want her to walk the safest path forward. Because you care about her so much, you're against the idea of her dating some nobody like me who comes from God knows where. I get that. But even so, I want Rinka to continue pursuing her dreams. Because walking the safest path won't necessarily lead her to happiness.
知った風な口を叩くな。それでもし娘が失敗したら、どう責任を取ると言うんだ。
If that happened, I'd provide for her for the rest of my life.
何を言い出すかと思えば、私が認めるくらい優秀な男でなければ、娘と結婚させるつもりはない。
And I'll work as hard as it takes to become the sort of man you do approve of. I'll even take over the company in Rinka's stead and expand it like nobody else.
口では何とでも言える。
あら、私は見どころがあると思うわよ。
All of a sudden, Rinka's mother spoke up.
私、 人間を見る目には自信があるの。さすがリンカが見初めた相手だわ。
くだらないことを言うな。
でもこれだけ言っているのだから、リンカとの交際を認めるかどうかを審査してあげるべきだと思うわ。もしかしたら口だけじゃなく、本物の金の卵かもしれないんだから。
An evaluation?
ええ、やる気はあるかしら。
I mean, if I listen. If you ask for anything, I can't tell if Rinka's mother is on Rinka's side or not. They're both on Rinka's side. That's the problem. But one is thinking, in one's more closed-minded than the other. Let's just say, absolutely. I'd be happy to give it a shot.
気持ちがいい返事をする子ね。ますます気に入ったわ。でもどんな審査にしようかしらね。合否をフィーリングで決めると落とされた時に納得できないだろうから、数値化できる審査にした方がいいわよね。そうだわ。模試がいいんじゃないかしら。
Ah, shit, I'm bad at school.
確かリンカが通っている塾の模試って事前に申請しておけば部外者でも受けられるのよね。それじゃあ次の模擬試験で志望校を偏差値65以上の学校にして A 判定を取りなさい。それができたら娘の交際相手として認めてあげるわ。
ちょっとお母さん。
He gets an 89. Oh god, I failed. I didn't study enough. I failed the test and now I've got the bad ending.
そんなにひどい条件じゃないと思うわよ。だって成功すれば将来的にリンカとの結婚が約束されて、うちの会社の社長になることも約束されるのよ。
Okay, then what about her prospects of continuing her VTuber career?
そう考えればたやすい条件だと思わない？お父さんどう？もし A 判定を取れたら口先だけの男じゃないって認めるわよね。
その条件であればいいだろう。
ほら、お父さんも納得してくれたわ。佐久間紡さんだったわよね。どうする？この条件を飲む？それとも尻尾を巻いて逃げ出す
Earlier, I was under the impression that Rinka's mother was a surprisingly gentle and mild-mannered individual. But I was wrong. This woman was even more ruthless than her husband. Always the quiet ones. He knew that if they'd simply driven me away, Rinka would refuse to swallow it and continue to rebel against them. She will continue to rebel against them, even if Tsumugu fails. So it doesn't really help, does it? But by setting an impossible condition for me to fulfill, Rinka would have no choice but to accept the outcome if I failed. No, she would continue to rebel. What do you... No? What? Huh? Plus, I'd already agreed to let them evaluate me. I couldn't go back on my word now just because it seemed hopeless. But this wasn't the time to get cold feet. This was my best chance at helping Rinka. If I really did manage to get an A on the exam, all her wishes would come true. Besides, I didn't want to have it to break up with Rinka because of this. In that case, there's no way I could back down. Understood. I accept your terms. Hearing my response, Rinka's mother smiled in satisfaction.
やっぱり気持ちがいい子ね。応援しているから頑張りなさいね。
What have I got myself into? Once I'd returned home and explained everything that had happened to Ale, I hung my head, realizing once again just how reckless the deal I'd made was.
よくわからないんですけど、その A 判定を取るっていうのはそんなに難しいんですか？
Well, it's pretty much impossible for someone with my grades at the moment. You'd have to be among the top students in the country to even attempt it. Time to get studying.
ダメじゃないですか。
I mean, I've got no choice but to try my best. There's no other option. Unless there's something you or the big man upstairs can do with your angel powers.
正直不可能ではないと思います。
What?
ですが、私は紡さんにそんな真似をしてほしくありません。今回の条件をクリアしたら、実質リンカさんとの結婚が認められるわけでしょ。なのに、ずるい方法でリンカさんとの運命度を上げてしまったら、紡さんは胸を張って生きていけなくなる気がするんです。
I guess I can't deny that. Besides, I had no intention of doing anything like that in the first place.
紡さんは自分の力でリンカさんとの未来をつかみ取るべきだと思います。おそらくラブノートも同じ答えを返すと思います。試しに名前を書いてみたらどうでしょうか。
Yeah, what's the love note gonna say? Time to study. Thanks. Fuck you. You're right. Taking out the love note from my desk, I wrote down Rinka's name as usual.
西条凛花
Oh!
運命度96
Bro, how are you not married already?
必死に勉強して
No way! I never would have guessed! Go fuck yourself! Thanks, Mr. Obvious. I bet this is almost up to 100 now, huh?
A 判定を取れば
あー
100に到達すると思いますよ。紡さん、頑張ってください。私にできることなら精一杯お手伝いいたしますので。
I'm sure even if Tsumugu doesn't get an A, right? It would be the fact that he tried as hard as possible to achieve it. That would gain their respect. All right. Looks like I've only got one choice. Listen, at least it wasn't getting the 100% on the exam. Thanks to the love note, I no longer felt the need to look for another way out. With my current grades, I knew I'd only be able to get an E on the exam at most, bro. But no matter how hopeless it seemed, I'd do everything I possibly could for Rinka.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
Ever since that day, ever since the day I'd made that deal with Rinka's parents, I began spending nearly every waking moment studying like crazy. First, in order to dedicate as much time as possible to my studies, I contacted Kinu and requested a month off work leading up to the mock exam. Thankfully, Alan Masora had volunteered to make up for my absence by taking more shifts. Thanks to them, I was able to remain after school every day in order to study with Rinka. However, I can't remember any of this English vocab. Alone in the classroom with Rinka, I involuntarily let out a loud sigh.
紡大丈夫？
Yeah, sorry about that outburst just now. I'm just sick and tired of how hard this is, and there's not much time left before the mock exam either. People who wanted to get into top-ranked universities usually spent years preparing for their entrance exams. But as someone who had never studied all that much, I couldn't help but feel as though my efforts were painfully futile.
その気持ちすごくわかるわよ。
You feel that way too sometimes? Even though you're an honor student?
当たり前じゃない。英語圏に生まれていたらこんな大変な思いをしなくて済んだのにって毎日思うわ。
Really?
それに英単語はとにかく時間をかけてたくさん暗記するしかないけど、今は時間がないものね。私のせいで大変な思いをさせちゃってごめんなさい。
No. I didn't mean it like that. I just wanted to complain a bit, but if it's for your sake, I don't plan on giving up.
ありがとう。それじゃあ紡のやる気をアップさせるため私にできることをやろうかしら。
I'm liking the sound of this. Like what?
例えば英単語を一つ暗記するたび服の上からおっぱいを触らせてあげるとか。
What?
3つ暗記できたら服の中に手を入れて直接おっぱいに触っていいとか。
What?
5つ暗記できたらスカートの中に手を入れていいとか。
Huh? Pause. Bro, if that doesn't motivate you, you're fucking... Suddenly I feel like I can memorize the whole textbook. Freaking knew exactly how to get me motivated. She was a genius. Or maybe I was just an incredibly simple-minded creature. You are a guy, so... You know, I gotta say though, I never expected you of all people to suggest something like that.
私だって学園内でそんなエッチなことできればやりたくないわよ。恥ずかしいし誰かに見られちゃうかもしれないし。
Oh, welcome back, Real. You back from Loki, or you still playing Monster Hunter?
でも紡が私のために頑張ってくれているんだから私も頑張らないと。
Rinka, thank you. You're the best girlfriend a guy could ask for. Well, that's why she is best girl.
ちょっと待って、そこまで体を張る必要はないとは言ってくれないの？
I don't know what you're talking about. You're the one who offered. I still play, I see. I mean, I'm not gonna say no to a reward. I'll work as hard as you want if you offer me something like that.
紡は欲望に忠実なのね。
Hey, you're the one who asked. You're the one who offered, okay? You're not allowed to back out of it. Are you ready? Alright, I'm ready. You can start quizzing me now.
もう？
Yep, I memorized every single word of this page while we were talking right now. Incidentally, what kind of reward do I get for memorizing more than 5 words?
お手柔らかにお願いします。
She mumbled shyly. And so, with Rinka's help, I managed to memorize the vocabulary I needed with such speed that it surprised even myself. He's motivated by the poon. He didn't memorize shit. Although I wouldn't have minded spending all evening studying with Rinka in the classroom. Our school didn't allow students to remain on campus past a certain time. So after we were ushered out, I ate a quick dinner as I walked home and promptly resumed studying when I got back. At home, I never left my desk except to take a bath or go use the washroom. Same! Oh wait, that... Although I knew that the mind tended to retain more knowledge with a good night's rest, I often found myself staying up late anyway.
兄さん、毎 日遅くまでお疲れ様です。
There's your daily dose of Uta, Dexter.
お夜食を作ってみたんですが、食べませんか？
Around midnight, Uta came into my room carrying a tray of rice porridge.
野菜たっぷりの雑炊ですよ。サバも入っているので脳の働きが良くなるはずです。
Oh, that sounds good. Meanwhile, Dexter's having a mental breakdown seeing Uta's face in a different person's route. Thanks for going through all this trouble.
とんでもないです。兄さんが頑張っているんですから、私にもこのくらいはやらせてください。
Listen, Dexter, at least Uta found out before he got married. Unlike in fucking Minakoshi's route.
もっとも勉強を頑張っている理由が恋人との仲を認めてもらうためっていうのがちょっと引っかかりますが。
Don't say that. Rinka might become your sister-in-law one day, you know?
そんな未来のことは考えたくないです。
Just Dexter, just mute the stream when Uta's on screen, and when she leaves you can unmute the stream, okay? All right, you can unmute it now. Uta replied irritably, setting down the porridge and leaving in a huff. I guess she is at that age after all. Still, the food she'd made for me was as delicious as always.
どうやら紡は文系の科目が苦手みたいね。
A few days after we began studying for the mock exam, Rinka approached me with a troubled expression. Next day, I'd asked Rinka to prepare some of her old exams for me in an attempt, but after looking over my results,
数学や科学は自習でも大丈夫そうだけど、古文や歴史はわからないところを私が教えた方がいいのかも。でも私、放課後は塾があったりするから毎日教えることはできないのよね。
well, I've never put that much effort into humanities subjects either, if I'm being honest. But classical literature aside, I should be able to study history on my own, right? All I have to do is memorize the textbook.
歴史はどういう時代背景があって、世の中の流れがどうなった結果、どんな事件が起きたかを学ぶものだから、詳しい人に解説してもらう方がいいのよ。
I see. As I nodded, the door to the classroom opened and in came Minakoshi-sensei. Oh, my saving grace.
二人とも今日も頑張っているわね。感心感心。今日は模試の過去問をしていたの？はい。佐久間くんは文系科目が苦手なのですが、私がつきっきりで教えることができなくて、どうしたものかと思っていたところなんです。あら、そうなの？もしよかったら私が教えようか？
Huh? You'd be willing to do that?
教師っていうのは頑張っている子を見ると手伝いたくなっちゃう生き物だから。でも先生の担当科目って現代国語ですよね。佐久間くんに指導が必要な科目は古文や歴史なんですけど。
Most teachers would say, "Psych, I'm going home." Yeah, but Minakoshi's different. Because we had a route with her.
大丈夫よ。私結構いい学校を出ているんだから。そうですか。
Rinka, you do realize she's your teacher as well. Why are you dogging on her? Rinka muttered somewhat unsatisfactorily, for some reason shooting me a side glance. Then, in a voice so quiet I could barely hear her, she whispered to me,
先生が美人だからって二人きりで勉強を教わっている最中に変な気を起こさないでよね。
Don't worry. I got that out of my system when I did her route, okay? So she was worried about me cheating on her. I mean, yes, Minakoshi Sensei was super pretty, and I'd always fantasized what it'd be like to be spoiled by an old woman, but come on. Don't be silly. I'm not gonna be doing anything. I'm not gonna do anything. I already have you, after all.
そうならいいけど
Looking slightly mollified, she turned to face Minakoshi Sensei. Hey. Minakoshi Sensei again.
それでは先生佐久間くんのことをよろしくお願いします
See, here's why I paused on the Minakoshi Sensei, because I'm trying to not use honorifics, because using honorifics is cringe, but the context of the context there was Sensei was being used as an honorific, but Sensei is not an honorific, it is a title, right? It is a very broad title when it comes to professions. You know, Sensei could also mean like doctor, or like engineer. Never mind.
はいお願いされますなんか西条さんって佐久間くんの保護者みたいね
But Sensei was just teacher. No, teacher has Sensei has. I mean, teacher has a more has a specific word. I don't remember what it's called, what it is, but most people just say Sensei. Minakoshi laughed in amusement. Obviously, I wasn't going to correct her and say she was my girlfriend, though. I just prayed Rinka wouldn't take it the wrong way. And then I fucked the teacher. Wait, wrong route. So my daily tutoring sessions continue with Rinka teaching me in the mornings and Minakoshi teaching me in the evenings. All other times I would be studying by myself at home. Although I was full of motivation when studying with Rinka, I naturally found myself losing focus and taking lots of breaks when studying on my own. Just as my head began to hurt from all the studying, though, my phone beeped, notifying me of an incoming message. Seeing that it was Rinka, I immediately opened it. After our meeting with them, her parents had acquiesced to return her phone and computer, but she still wasn't allowed to stream as Karin. When I opened her message, it was a video file she'd sent me titled Motivational Video. I quickly pressed play.
紡ぐだけの恋人かりんちゃんだよ
Oh my god.
紡ぐ勉強頑張ってるどうやったら紡ぐにやる気を出してもらえるか考えた結果紡ぐのためだけに動画を作ってみたよ勉強に疲れてかりんちゃんが恋しくなったらこの動画を見てねちなみに好評だったら第2弾も作ります
Listen, I think I know of an easy way to motivate him. And your clothes seem to be in the way for that. What? Seriously? Inside my phone screen, Karin was waving directly at me. I never imagined she'd make something like this for me. What are you hying about? It's already proven that sex can motivate Sumugu much better than anything else. Bro memorized the entire textbook just to never mind. If my motivation had been 0 before watching this, then now it was well over 100. Karin's smile truly was powerful beyond reason. This was exactly why Rinka had to continue being a virtual idol. for the sake of all her fans around the world as well. I've got to give this my all. Yeah, that's right, Sumugu. If you fail this, you're not only disappointing Rinka, you're also going to be disappointing all her fans as well. And you're going to get lambasted on Twitter because it's going to get leaked that that you were dating Rinka, who was inadvertently cut in, and people are going to find out that you had this ultimatum with her parents and you failed. So then you're going to get cancelled on the internet. Yeah, you get cancelled on Twitter. You're going to firing myself up, I returned to my desk. It was clear to anyone that accepting this challenge had been a reckless decision, but thanks to Rinka, my spirit should not be broken. There wasn't much time left until the exam, but at least for this 1 month, I was going to study harder than anyone else in the world.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
What does canceling even mean anyway? It doesn't mean shit. The fateful exam was now only about 2 weeks away. Oh, we were only 2 weeks in? Well, that last transition? With the date fast approaching, I began to find myself feeling more and more pressured. Lately, I'd also fallen into the habit of pulling out the reference books from Rinka's cram school during class to study, causing my teachers to glare at me occasionally. And though I'd been given permission to touch Rinka's boobs or butt as a reward for every English or ancient Japanese word I managed to memorize, I didn't have the time to do even that. Instead, I simply got Rinka to touch my crotch for every word I memorized. That way, I could continue memorizing the next one while still getting my reward. That said, I sometimes wondered if this reward was even necessary. Couldn't I have just endured it until the exam was over? Still, today was June 28th. No, it's the 7th of March. Mock exam would take place on July 11th. Oh, that's... and the results would be out on July 18th. Meanwhile, my ownership of the Love Note was set to expire on July 20th. Naturally, I planned to do anything I could to get an A on the test, but if I failed to do so, my fadeness with Rinka might not be able to reach 100. And if I wasn't able to do that, then my manhood would be rendered useless. So I ultimately decided I might as well enjoy the use of it while I could.
ねえ、つむぐ。私は楽しいからいいんだけど、あそこを触られていて勉強に集中できるの？
Rinka asked worriedly, sitting beside me, still fondling my nethers. Yeah, of course I can. In fact, I recently noticed that touching my crotch when I forget a word helps me recall what it felt like when I did remember it. Kind of like sleep-dependent memory. Yeah, you know, but during the mock exam, during the mock exam, whenever Sumugu forgets a word, he all he'll have to do is touch his crotch and remember, oh, this is what it felt like when Rinka touched my crotch when I was memorizing this word.
何その特殊すぎる暗記術。
Quite literally, it feels like I'm learning through my body. I looked into it, and there are even more methods to memorizing that involve studying while jabbing yourself with a sharp pen. Okay.
何それ？痛そう。
Heck, I might even help if you change up the places you touch, depending on whether I'm memorizing English words or old Japanese words.
一応確認するんだけど、これって
Ah,
真面
shit.
目にやっているのよね。
I'm getting too flustered.
一応確認するんだけど、これって真面目にやっているのよね。
Of course. All of this is to get your parents to approve of me as your boyfriend. If her parents were here, oh god.
わかった。それなら全力で協力するわ。
If her parents hear about this, as long... Listen, just don't talk about it.
ちなみに単に手で触るだけよりいろいろとバリエーションがあった方がいいのかしら。例えば手でするときと口でするときとおっぱいで挟むときみたいな。
Huh? That's not a bad idea. For example, you could stroke my shaft while I'm studying English. Play with my balls while I'm studying ancient Japanese. Or lick my shaft while I'm studying chemistry. And lick my balls while I'm studying math. No, wait a minute. That would mean I'd have to lick my own cock during chemistry and math portions of the exam. See, literally what I see. He's gonna have to touch his balls if he wants to remember an ancient Japanese word.
絶対に無理ね。
Don't worry, I'll get rid of a few ribs. It'll be fine. I definitely wouldn't be able to give myself a tit job either. I didn't even have tits to begin with.
そういう問題ではないような気がするのは私だけ。
Listen, I think you're getting off topic here.
もっとも英単語を思い出すためのトリガーが自分の大事な部分を触るって時点で大丈夫なのか不安なのだけど。
Is there a rule in your cram school that says you're not allowed to touch your own crotch while taking a test? What is he yapping about?
あるわけないでしょ。そんな記憶術を使う人がいることを先生たちは想像すらしていないはずよ。
That is fine, right?
大丈夫なのかしら。
I don't know. What'll happen first? You finish the exam or you get charged with public indecency?
とりあえず試験官の先生には見つからないようにいじってね。
It's not like I'm cheating or anything, though. What's the worst that would happen if I got caught?
そもそも紡がオナニーしているのを見つけた先生はどう注意すればいいのかしら。
Hey, I'm not going that far. I'm just touching it through my pants.
なんか先生がかわいそうになってきたわ。
Well, you're the one who suggested this in the first place as a way to reward me.
私のせいなの？塾の先生たちごめんなさい。
If you're that worried, maybe you could help me practice touching. Help me practice touching myself during the test without anyone noticing.
何その斬新すぎる試験対策。
Come on, you pretend to be the examiner and watch me while I'm taking the test.
わかった。
Rinka stood up from her seat, went over to the teacher's desk and began to observe me. Meanwhile, I pretended to be taking the test, holding my pen in my right hand and groping my crotch with my left.
大事な部分を触っていることがバレバレね。
Rinka said flatly. Oh, hold on. Doesn't it only seem that way doesn't it only seem that way because you know that's what I'm doing? Try looking again without any preconceptions this time.
わかった。次は何も知らない試験官って設定でチェックしてみるわね。
Channeling her inner examiner, Rinka began to pace around the classroom. I had to imagine that the classroom would be set up so that every single student could be observed during the exam. So waiting for a chance, I stimulated myself while Rinka wasn't looking in my direction. After several laps around the class, to return to her original position and nodded.
今の感じなら大丈夫だと思う。
Why is this a strategy? I see. That's a relief.
というか、本当に股間をいじっていたの？
Yeah, only while you weren't looking though.
なんか紡ぐ、試験官にバレないようにいかにオナニーができるかっていう謎のゲームに挑戦しているみたいね。
Huh? Can't deny that. Even if someone were to ask, I don't think I'd be able to explain what the hell we're doing. Still, that didn't change the fact that touching my junk helped me remember things more clearly. No matter how humiliating this was, I'd do whatever it took to get an A.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
So, you know, during the sexy times, right? When if Rinka ever gives Tsumugu a hand job, every stroke, he'll just blurt out a random English word. That's how it works, right? And before I knew it, it was the day of the mock exam at last. Yet, despite how important the day was, I woke up utterly exhausted. I think you crammed too hard last night. I screwed up. I'd been so nervous last night that I hadn't been able to sleep at all. Worse, I spent this past final week going all out and studying non-stop. On an hour's sleep a day, my body was a wreck.
紡さん、大丈夫ですか？そのコンディションだと実力を出し切れる感じが全然しないのですけど。
You're not wrong. Honestly, my head is pounding from lack of sleep. Same.
だから夜はちゃんと寝た方がいいって言ったじゃないですか。
I had no choice. My whole life's been leading up to this day, after all. This past month has been the hardest I'd ever had to work in my life.
それはそうかもしれませんが。
Besides, it's a written exam. Even if I'm dead tired, I'll manage, as long as I have the strength to hold a pen.
試験って全身ボロボロでやるものじゃない気がするのは私だけでしょうか。
True. Maybe not. But it's too late to do anything about it now. Anyway, still a bit early, but I might as well get going soon. I started for the door, but after a couple of steps I lost my balance and nearly fell. Oh boy. Apparently I was in even worse condition than I thought. Seeing this, Al heaved a sigh.
仕方ありませんね。このままでは紡さんの命に関わりそうですし、恋天使である私が特別にサポートをしてあげましょう。
Drugs. Adderall. Aid? What are you planning to do? Ah! Instead of answering, however, L'Oreal drew Cupid's bow and pointed at me. What? What the hell are you doing?
紡さんの体に体力回復の矢を打ち込みます。
I'm gonna die. A stamina restoring arrow? Bro, just give me Adderall. You don't need to do this.
はい。寝不足でこれまでの頑張りが水の泡になったらかわいそうですからね。ふらふら歩いて事故に遭ったりしても困るので、天使の力で体調を万全に整えて差し上げます。
I see. Still, do you have to shoot me with that bow?
そりゃ体力回復の矢ですから。大丈夫です。ちょっと痛いだけですから。
Wait, it hurts?
それでは行きますよ。
Bro. Hold on. Now I'm kind of scared. Ignoring my objections, however, Lamiel took aim and released the drawstring. As the arrow pierced my chest, the impact sent me crumbling to the ground. Hey, that hurt like hell.
でも矢のおかげで元気になりましたよね。
Huh? You're right. All the fatigue from earlier had vanished without a trace, and my previously sleep-deprived brain now felt clear as day. Man, I wish I got shot with a Cupid's arrow like that. This is incredible. I guess you're more an angel for... You're not an angel for nothing, huh? But wait a minute. Why couldn't you have used that arrow on me every day? I could have been able to study around the clock that way.
それだと紡さんが優遇されすぎです。他の受験者とはなるべく同じ条件で戦わないとアンフェアじゃないですか。
Yeah, but I'm already at a major disadvantage. What do you... It won't give me a huge advantage. It will get me on the same playing field as them. Guess that's true. Besides, your short-term memory gets stored into your long-term memory while you sleep. So eventually he'll have to sleep to retain the memory, the memories of him, of what he studied. At any rate, I was just grateful that my energy was now back to full.
ちなみに紡さん、まだ時間にはちょっと余裕がありますよね。模擬試験を受ける前にラブノートにリンカさんの名前を書いてみませんか？
Something else suggested handing me the notebook. Huh? Why now?
ちょっとしたおまじないみたいなものです。
Don't fail. Yeah, thanks. Good luck. I didn't really get it, but it seemed like she was up to something. Still, I did as she said and wrote down Rinky's name. There.
ありがとうございます。おお、早速浮かび上がってきましたね。
西条凛花運命度96。必死に勉強して A 判定を取ること。
Bro didn't even update. Bro didn't even update his advice. Neither outdatedness nor its advice had changed since last time. It's been a month to come up with new material.
さて紡さん、ここに必死に勉強して A 判定を取ることって書いてあるじゃないですか。それを大きい×で消して自分の今の思いを書いてみてください。
Huh? How I'm feeling right now.
はい、絶対 A 判定を取るとかそういう感じのです。
Right, the mental game. Is it really okay to do that to the love note?
いいんです。思いっきりやっちゃいましょう。
Well, if you say so. Doing what she told me, I crossed out the love note's advice and scribbled down my own words of encouragement. After studying my heart out, I'm definitely going to get that A.
おお、いい感じです。
You really think this will increase my chances of passing?
いえ、これは単なるおまじないです。模試の結果に何の影響も与えません。でも、なんだか実現できる気がしてきませんか？
I suppose you're right. Everything that's been written in the love note up until now has always come true after all.
その通りです。きっと紡さんが書いたことも実現しますよ。紡さんの健闘を祈っています。
Thanks. Alright, I better get going.
はい、いってらっしゃいませ。
Just let me out smiling and waving at me at my back. I set out toward my meeting spot with Rinka. When I arrived, Rinka was already there waiting. She seemed nervous as she looked at me.
紡、おはよう。
Oh. Morning. Looks like I kept you waiting. Sorry about that.
いいの。なん だか家にいても落ち着かなくて、私が勝手に早く来ちゃっただけだから。いよいよ今日ね。
Yeah.
なんかすごく顔色がいいけど、昨日はちゃんと眠れた？体力は満タン？
I'm feeling perfect. All thanks to Lamiel's stamina restoring arrow. Though I kept that bit to myself. In fact, I'm feeling so great that I can confidently say that I'll be a completely... it'll be completely down to my own lack of ability if I don't manage to get an A today.
そっか、よかった。ねえ、紡ぐ。私考えたんだけど、もしも A 判定を取れなかったら、二人でどこか遠くに逃げちゃわない？
I mean, eloping is always an option, isn't it?
学園を中退して小さいアパートを借りて一緒に暮らすの。二人で協力すれば生活費くらいは稼げるだろうし。
Don't worry, Rinka. I'm going to get that A and win your parents' approval. But even if the worst were to happen, I would never run away. I know that you care about your parents a lot, deep down. You'd never truly be happy if you were to abandon them like that. That's why I'm going to continue working hard to make sure that both you and your parents end up happy. I don't think you need to worry about her parents ending up happy. I think the billions of yen that they have in their bank accounts already makes them happy enough.
紡ぐ、ありがとう。もし前に変なことを言っちゃってごめんなさい。
Ah, don't worry about it. Alright, we should head over now.
ええ。
Rinka smiled, wrapping her arm around me. I wasn't going to lose this happiness. I was going to get that A. I failed. After arriving at the test venue, I threw every last bit of effort I'd put in the past month into my exam. Thanks to Lamiel, I was in peak physical condition. And thanks to Rinka, I had all the motivation I needed. All that remained to be seen were whether or not I had the knowledge to pass. Ah, shit. I don't remember any of these. I don't remember the answer to any of these questions. I'm gonna fail. 1 week after the exam. At last, it was the day the results came in. And in 2 days' time, my ownership of the love note will set to expire. I'd invited Rinka over to my house today. We were going to look at the results together. I'd already logged into the website where the result of the exam would be officially released. All that was left now was to press the show results button. Alright, here we go. Press the button. Z? What the fuck? That's not even a grade. What? The screen changed to reveal. Hey, there it is. Your exam results A. Wow. Inspect element does wonders. Damn, that's crazy. I couldn't believe my eyes. I'd actually gotten an A. A moment later, Rinka let out a delighted shriek. Shouting with joy, she threw her arms around me. I did it. I actually did it. We hugged each other tight, sharing this moment of triumph. Now you won't have to quit. Fine print. You got an 89.999999%. You technically didn't get an A. you'll be able to continue your streaming and acting career. You can do whatever you want now without worrying about your parents.
紡ぐ、本当にありがとう。私、今日までずっと怖かったの。バーチャルアイドルの活動を禁止させられることや、事務所を退所させられることよりも、紡ぐと別れさせられることが一番怖かった。でも紡ぐはお母さんが出した課題をクリアしてくれた。絶対に無理だろうって思っていたのに、私のためにクリアしてくれた。それが何より嬉しいの。
Look, all I'm gonna say is the stress of the exam and then getting the results, bro. This is he's gonna have the best sex tonight. They say it's not good enough. Time to start evaluation 2. Oh god, I'm gonna have to sit a mock exam every month until I graduate. Rinka brought her face closer. We pressed our lips against each other, collapsing onto the bed intertwined. Rinka. It was our first kiss in a long while. But with all the pressure we'd been under. In HC now, of course it would be. It was impossible not to get excited in this situation. They're already in his room. Today, Uta was hanging out with her friends. Oh, so now they're alone somewhere, and L'Oreal had tactfully opted to give us some alone time as well. See, Ale knew that this was going to happen when they got their results. In short, there was nothing around to stop us. Since it had been so long since Rinka and I had sex, we went at it again and again, surrendering ourselves to pleasure. See, I told you they were gonna have the best fucking sex after all that shit. Our stamina and willpower eventually gave out, however, and the two of us drifted off to sleep. When I came to, I found myself surrounded in pure white. What the? Was I lucid dreaming? Oh, this is how she bids farewell in this ending. When I turned toward the voice, I saw Lemuel in her angel form. In her hand was the love note. For some reason, it was glowing. But for some reason, it was glowing.
まずは模擬試験の A 判定おめでとうございます。そして紡さんと凛花さんの運命度はめでたく100になりました。これで紡さんのおちっちんが立たなくなることはありません。
Thanks. Well, that's a relief. I didn't think I'd be able to live if I couldn't have sex with Rinka anymore.
それから紡さんと凛花さんの運命度が100になったことで私の願いも叶えられることになりました。
As? When I first met Lemuel, she hadn't fully explained to me what would happen once my faithfulness had reached 100. Just what exactly was this wish of hers? But just as I opened my mouth to ask, Lemuel's body suddenly shone with light.
すみません。どうやら時間が来たようです。
Time?
はい。今この時を境に、私はもう二度と紡さんたちに会えなくなるんです。
Oh, this definitely isn't the 4th time it's happened already. Huh? Wait, what are you...
本来、私たち天使は 人間の前に現れていい存在ではないんです。私に関する記憶は紡さんや凛花さんたちの中から消えてしまうことになるでしょう。私の記憶からも皆さんのことが消えてしまうかもしれません。
What? But why? After all the meddling you've done in my life, why can't you stay with me?
すみません。これは天使の決まりなのでどうすることもできないんです。紡さん、あなたは自ら努力することによって運命の相手との未来をつかみ取ることができました。これからは凛花さんと2人で支え合って幸せに過ごしてください。たとえ私に関する記憶を失っても、紡さんと凛花さんの絆は永遠で変わることはありません。紡さんと凛花さんの幸せを私はどこかから祈り続けています。
The moment she said this, light emanating from her grew even brighter.
今までありがとうございました。凛花さんとお幸せに。
Tears welled up in the corners of her eyes, trickling down her face.
もう私がいなくても、ラブノートの力がなくても、紡さんと凛花さんのお二人ならばどんな困難だって乗り越えていけるはずです。だって運命度100の恋人同士なのですから。運命の花嫁凛花さんとずっとずっと幸せでいてください。約束ですよ。
Wait. Please wait. I still haven't thanked you properly. There's still so much I want to say to you. But the next moment, there's a blinding flash and Lamiel was gone. The afterglow of evanescence. All that remained was a well glittering and sparkling with light. A very warm light. I leapt out of bed. Traces of tears streaked down my face. Apparently I'd been crying as I dreamed. However, I couldn't recall what the dream was about. I got the feeling I'd been talking to someone, but it's no use. I can't remember. Unconsciously, I stood up and began pacing around the room. What was it? What was I so worked up about? I'd gotten an A on the exam and was able to continue my relationship with Rinka now. So why? For some reason, I felt as though I'd lost something just as precious to me as Rinka.
紡どうしたの？
Apparently, the sound of my pacing had woken her up.
もしかして妹さんが帰ってきたとか？
No, nothing like that. There's still plenty of time before she's back.
だったらそんなものをブラブラさせて何をしているのよ。
I wonder if there's something here that'd only be able to show in the 18 plus version. I giggled and looked at my crotch. Since we had passed out right after doing it, I was still butt naked.
まさか私が眠っているところをこっそり撮影しようとしていたんじゃないわよね。
Of course not.
焦るのが怪しいかも。
Though her accusations were completely unfounded, she glared at me reproachfully nonetheless. If you're gonna be like that, then maybe I actually will take some pictures of you. So you'd better get dressed unless you want me to save those pictures forever. And let's go and tell your parents about the exam.
ええ、そうね。
What's wrong?
いえ、私も彼女として紡の妹さんにちゃんと挨拶しなきゃいけないなと思って。
Oh, don't worry. Her first encounter with you was very unfortunate.
もうすぐ帰ってくるのよね。ちょっと顔合わせしてもいいかしら。
Rinka, this encounter, your second encounter with her is gonna be worse.
これから長い付き合いになるわけだし、こうやってこそこそ会っていると顔を合わせるのがどんどん気まずくなるだろうし。
I guess that's true, but
ん？何か問題あるの？
yeah. Well, it's just that Uta can be sort of possessive sometimes, so things might get a little tense if I introduce you to her.
でもいつかは話をしなきゃいけないわけでしょ。だったら少しでも早い方がいいじゃない。
I mean, considering that the first time you met with Uta was after we made out and she caught us, so yeah, I guess, but just don't say I didn't warn you. You might end up regretting this. Alright, Dexter, as soon as you see Uta on the screen, just mute the stream.
全然大丈夫よ。だって紡は私のためにとっても頑張ってくれたんだもの。私も紡といるためならどんな障害が立ちふさがろうと全部乗り越えてみせるわ。
You're right. I was confident too that I'd be able to overcome any obstacle if it meant being with Rinka. Having managed to complete this ordeal, I was sure now that I would find happiness as long as I was with her. Alright, let's do this together. And overcome the obstacle I call my little sister. Just do me a favor and promise me you won't decide to break up with me, whatever happens.
妹さんにご挨拶するのってそんなに大変なの？
It's hard to say. This is the first time I've ever introduced her to my girlfriend before.
わかった。覚悟しておく。
Good idea.
あら？
Suddenly, Rinka looked up at the ceiling and tilted her head. Huh? Where's this music coming from? It's from seemingly nowhere. A shower of white feathers suddenly began raining down from on us.
何これ？
It's an Isekai reference. See?
鳥の羽？
I don't know. As I stared bewildered, Rinka picked one of them up in her hand.
暖かい。なんかまるで私たちのことを祝福しているみたいだね。
The moment she said those words, I felt as though I was on the verge of remembering the person I'd been dreaming about. But though I was so close, I just couldn't remember what the person looked like.
ねえ、紡ぐ。二人で幸せになろうね。
Sounds like a plan. As we watched the feathers descend down upon us, I felt an inexplicable warmth. Warmth light up inside me. Oh boy. Well, you don't see her parents' reaction. I don't think we need to. But I guess that was Rinka's route. I mean, like, there's gonna be more at the end, but what is there to say other than she is best girl? I thought she was the dying girl. The who? I mean, bro, they show her. I can't get over how they don't show her her sprite of the character model, but they showed a CG of her. But yeah. I mean, like, let's increase that a bit. Wait, that was Ale, maybe. What do you mean? I mean, Ale was in a coma. Wow. But she wasn't dying. A few years had passed since Rinka and I had started dating. After graduating, the two of us both got into a very prestigious university together. In addition, Cutting's channel had reached over 1 million subscribers now, making her one of the most popular virtual idols out there. Oh, well. What's more, her career as an actress was also beginning to take off in earnest, making her something of a rising star as of late. Ricky did not look for a job after graduating university, and instead continued her career as a streamer and an actress, spreading joy and hope to all those who watched her. On the other note, I found a job at the trading company that Rinka's father presided over, working myself to the bone every day. But recognizing my tenacity and hard work, Rinka's father finally agreed to approve of our marriage. Uta, who had an awkward relationship with Rinka at first, was now great friends with her. See, it all worked out in the end. She always went to see whatever performance Rinka was in, and made sure to check out every single one of Cutting's streams as well. And so, with the blessings of our respective families, Rinka and I made the decision to move in with each other, and in preparation for our marriage. And to celebrate our first time living together, we naturally had to make love. Oh my god. After we had finished, Rinka and I cuddled up together naked on the bed. By the way, have you heard of the new virtual idol called the Angel of Love, Lomiel? Nah! Ain't no way! Fucking... Oh, god damn it, I forgot her human name. Ale fucking started... Ale became a fucking VTuber. I've been hearing a lot of people at the company talk about her lately.
もちろん知ってるわよ。同じ業界の新星だから。恋占いがよく当たるって話題で最近人気なのよ。あと、視聴者さんが教えてくれたんだけど、配信中にちょくちょくカリンの話をしてくれているみたい。
Really? That's sweet. Is it true that she can read people's love fortunes, though?
紡ぐ、恋占いに興味があるの？
Maybe. Rinka's gaze suddenly grew sharp.
もうすぐ私と結婚するのに？
No, I know. I was just curious is all. That's all. Even if she were to read my fortune, she'd obviously tell me that you're my soulmate.
それなら、占うまでもなく最高でしょ？
Yeah, but like the curiosity. You're right.
何？どうかしたの？
It's weird, but a long time ago, I feel like someone once told me that my compatibility with you had already peaked.
え？誰に？
Who was it? I had the feeling it was someone I'd considered a friend, and also family as well. Don't know. I can't remember.
そういえば事務所の人から言われたんだけど、カリンの中の人は役者の西条凛花じゃないかっていう噂があるみたい。
Huh? They found out?
まだ声が似てるって指摘があっただけなんだけど、別に隠すことでもないから公表しちゃおうかって話になっているの。
I mean, yeah. That seems like it'd generate quite the buzz. I mean, true. See, Rinka's situation is kind of different from most VTubers, right? Her internet personality is a VTuber, but she has an acting career in her real life. So she's famous in both ends. So it would make sense to, I guess, announce that they are the same people, the same person.
話題になってくれると嬉しいわ。バーチャルアイドルと役者、両方にいい影響があると最高なんだけど。それでついでに私が結婚することも発表しようかと思っているの。
Hang on, that's a bad idea. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Really? That seems like an awful lot of announcements to make all at once.
情報を小出しにする必要もないかと思って。事務所も好きなタイミングで公表すればいいって言ってくれているし。
Gee, I'm kind of nervous though. I'm not going to get a ton of backlash online or anything, am I?
紡は一般人だし大丈夫でしょ。そもそも紡の名前は出さないし。
Yeah, but you're the one who's gonna get all the backlash, Rinka. I feel like a number of your fans might get pretty jealous though.
心配性ね。そうだ。それじゃあ今度その恋天使ラブミエールって子に私たちのことを占ってもらう？カリンの配信を見てくれているみたいだからコラボを申し込んだら引き受けてくれそうだし。
That's not a bad idea.
いい結果が出ればいいんだけど。
Of course she will. If she doesn't, that'll just mean her fortune-telling abilities aren't as good as people say.
そうかもね。イエーイ！ハロー WeTube！ 皆さん恋してますか？恋天使ラブミエールです。今日は緊急特別配信。なんと私が大好きなバーチャルアイドルの南かりんちゃんからコラボのお願いが来たんです。
What the fuck is this? I told you AL fucking became a VTuber when she woke up from her coma.
南かりんちゃんといえば先日中の人が女優の西条凛花さんだと発表されたばかりですよね。しかも西条凛花さんは近々結婚されるみたいです。おめでとうございます。わーお、パチパチパチ。
Wow.
というわけで今回の配信では西条凛花さんと旦那様の恋愛運を占ってみたいと思います。ちなみに旦那様は一般のことということでプロフィールなどは公表されていないのですが、私は特別に個人情報を教えていただきました。
What?
それでは早速お二人の運命度を占ってみようと思うのですが。
They will divorce in 2 years. Ah, shit.
ラブノートにお二人の名前を書いてっと。おお、お二人の運命度が浮かび上がってきましたよ。じゃじゃじゃーん、なんと運命度は花丸満点。かりんちゃんの幸せな未来をこの恋天使が保証しちゃいます。
No way.
というわけで幸せな結婚生活が確定しているかりんちゃん、コラボ楽しみにしてますね。今回の動画はこの辺でおしまいです。よかったと思ったらいいねとチャンネル登録お願いしますね。ではでは、恋天使ラブミエールでした。
And there's Rinka's ending. Listen. Oh. What did I just witness? I think that was my favorite route. Rinka should have been the last face, right? Yeah, she should have. And she could have, but you know, I'm playing the all ages version. But yeah, I stand by Rinka being best girl. I mean, unless Isuzu fucking does something in her route that completely blows Rinka out of the water. I don't see that happening anytime. I don't see that happening. But who knows? But yeah. I guess I'll see you next. I'll see you in the Suzu's route. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today.